My brothers and sisters, what is going on? This is Steel Sermon in the house. Thursday night, another video, late Thursday night. Baseball's a beautiful sport. Happy opening day to all. And this Pirate fan here is pretty happy on opening day. 5-4, we get it done over the Cincinnati Reds on opening day. I'm not going to do recaps game by game as I generally do for Pirate games. I usually just recap the series, but I always recap opening day. We get it done 5-4 as I'm not, overjoyed. I'm not flipping off the walls and doing cartwheels and all this stuff, but because it's the first game of the season, a long season. It's a 162 game marathon. It's not a sprint. It is a marathon, a 5.5, 6 month long marathon, and we just got to take it game by game. And secondly, it's the Cincinnati Reds. I mean, they are one of the worst teams coming into the season. But you know what? You can only play who's on your schedule. And the Pirates played well enough to win. So let's talk about this, man. Reds got on the board early on a double play RBI to make it 1-0. But then Oneil Cruz, who drove in 2 RBIs today, and everyone was doubting this guy, because he had a little bit of a slump towards the end of last year. And everyone's like, oh, this guy's going to be a bust. He's Josh Bell 2.0. He's Josh Bell at shortstop. Crushes. And I mean absolutely levels a solo homer to right. 101 miles an hour. I think that ball's still landing. Somebody check that ball. Did someone catch that? Because I think it's still landing. Either that or it's somewhere in the Ohio River. I can tell you that right now. Ties the game up at 1. And later on, a couple of walked-in runs. A couple of walked-in runs. I mean, a couple of bases loaded walks. And then a pitch that got away from the catcher in the dirt that scored a run. And one of those guys who was walked in a run, number 22, Andrew McCutchen. How about that? His first game back as a Pirate, Andrew McCutchen gets on base all 4 times today. You see, it's little things like that I love to see from the Pirates and from any team in general. Because the little things at the end of the day, those are the things that win you games. And you saw the Pirates do those little things today too, if you tuned into the game. I mean, I didn't see the whole game because, opening day always starts early and it interferes with my work hours. But I can't give a completely accurate summary of the game just based on highlights and, the story on my MLB app. But from what I saw, the Pirates did a lot of right things today and a lot of the small things. You see it with that bunt attempt in the 8th inning to move runners up. You see it when Oneil Cruz is just charging his way around the bases, loses his helmet as he's rounding second and going to third base. That's how fast this guy is. Okay? So why people continue to say that he's a bust just because of one simple slump that he had and a couple of, not so concerning numbers in A-ball last year is beyond me. The guy's young. The guy has the world ahead of him. He's ultra talented. And the guy can throw a routine ground ball to first base pretty much as fast, if not faster, than prime Randy Johnson can throw a 4-seam fastball. The guy's a stud. Okay? And he showed it today. 2 RBIs for him today. A solo homer, and he practically won us the game today with the go-ahead sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 8th, which is another thing. I love seeing stuff like that. A sacrifice fly. It is the most underrated thing in all of baseball. I've been saying that for years. I mean, I'll be honest. I love a home run. I love a grand slam. Everyone does. It's exciting. It's sexy. It gets the crowd going. But at the end of the day, in order to win baseball games, you got to do the little things right. And what I saw today was a very unselfish effort by the Pirates today. And like I just said, the main catalyst, the sacrifice fly. Cruz didn't try to do too much. Okay, maybe he did with literally the first swing of the game where he tried to hit it out of the park in left field. And he nearly did. He gave the ball a good drive. It just died on the warning track in left field. So he could have hit that one out. But, when the Pirates need a run, and Mitch Keller, to his credit, I mean, Mitch Keller had a couple of shaky moments. But all in all, I can't complain too much about him today. After that run he gave up, he really settled in. I thought he pitched real well. But then, he ran into trouble in the he ran into trouble later in the game. And it was the 2-run triple, I think, by the Reds that tied the game up not before giving up that solo homer to Spencer Steer, I think it was, to make it 4-2. So, it really is a shame that, the Pirates couldn't win it today for Mitch Keller. Rob Zastrinski got the dub for us today. I still can't pronounce this guy's name. Rob Zastrinski. Thank you, Canada, for your easy-to-pronounce white names. Anyway, he got the win for us today. But I got to tell you, the bullpen was a very pleasant surprise today. Going into this season and going into, quite frankly, the last 3 or 4 seasons, the bullpen was the biggest worry that I had with the Pirates' pitching depth. The bullpen did phenomenal today. Only allowed a couple of base hits, and the biggest one came bottom 9th inning. It's 5-4. Reds get a deep double. Jonathan India, I think it was, deep double to center field that bounced off the wall. Looked like the Reds were going to probably tie the game, at worst, walk us off. And another thing I forgot to mention, you see the little things with the Pirates with that beautiful throw him out, strike him out double play by Austin Hedges. Amazing throw to second base. Stuff like just hustling hard. Little things. They win you baseball games. And it looked like the Pirates were going to blow it today. And we found a way to win. That's all it takes, man. The little things win you games in baseball. Not that little things in football and hockey aren't important, because they are. But out of those 3, I think baseball is the one to where the little things are the most important. It can literally decide a game. But anyway, the bullpen did phenomenal today. Couple relievers coming in. Don't remember exactly who they are. I'm not going to look at it on camera right here. But I got to tell you, man, the bullpen did great. Just aside from those couple base hits, they allowed 0 runs today. And David Bednar, I know for sure he was out in the bottom of the 9th. He notched the save today. Locked down the Reds in the bottom of the 9th, despite that leadoff double, despite that double by Jonathan India. I gotta tell you, man, and I know, like I said, I know it's the Reds. I know they're one of the worst teams in the league. But it's just such a breath of fresh air to see this team keep their composure and find a way to win. Not give in and not panic when it looks like they're about to blow a game. Because I tell you, 2 years ago, 2, 3, even 4 years ago, the Pirates would have absolutely lost this game. But it's now 2023. It looks like the rebuild and all the cogs are starting to come together. Ji-Hwan Bae, I think he played pretty good at second base today. Granted, I personally would have liked to see Rodolfo Castro at second base today, and a little nitpick I had with the lineup today was that I personally think that McCutchen should have been batting second and Reynolds should have been batting third. So pretty much just swap them in the lineup, and I wouldn't have complained with that at all. I like O'Neal Cruz leading off, but to me, your best player should bat third, and that to me is Brian Reynolds. So those are really the only tiny little nitpicks that I had with today. But yeah, man, I mean, we weren't the $79 today. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. But you know what? We didn't need to play like the $79 today. We just needed to play like the Pittsburgh Pirates. We needed to play like a team who's young, who's not under pressure, and is looking to take themselves seriously as a contender. Maybe not as a contender, but to just improve themselves and prove to everybody that, we're not a pushover anymore. Maybe we can be a little bit competitive this year. And it starts by doing tiny things like beating an opponent that, quite frankly, you should be able to beat. Like the Cincinnati Reds. Next opponent after this series, we head on over to Fenway to play the Boston Red Sox. They're a mediocre team. They had a very bad day today against the Baltimore Orioles. I think we should be able to beat Boston. And I believe we have our home opener against St. Louis. I could be wrong. I don't remember the schedule at the top of my head, but I know after those two series, we have a big test with our home opener. I think we play the St. Louis Cardinals for our home opener. Okay? But yeah, man, a really good outing today by the Bucks. We get the opening day dub over the Reds. We're 21-10 all time against the Reds now on opening day. This was the 31st time between the long history between the Pirates and the Reds that they've met on opening day. And the Pirates are 21-10 against the Reds now on opening day. So there you go with that. And I believe we've also won 7 or 8 in a row against these guys, if I'm not mistaken. So we've had their number lately. We've been beating up on them lately. That's good. They're a division rival. We're going to see them quite a bit. So keep on doing your thing, buckos, and I will have a series recap out by the end of Sunday's game. So let's get to it. 5-4. Let's go Bucks, man. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. This is Steel Sermon checking on out for the night. May God be with you all. Let's go Bucks.